What is going on, people? Welcome back to another video with myself, Hoxton. So guys, listen, in this video I'm going to be looking at a pair of Christian Dior B22 trainers. I'm going to be trying to compare the fake with the real ones. Now unfortunately I couldn't get a hold of the real ones because, I've got the real ones right here. What I couldn't do is get a hold of the fake ones because they're quite hard to get unless you go out and spend big boy cheese on a fake, which I'm not prepared to do for this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the original ones, which I've got right here. I'm going to show you the box, I'm actually going to show you the trainers, and I'm going to give you some comparisons of the fakes that I've seen online, just so that you guys can have a few telltale signs how to spot the Christian Diors, because I know a lot of people have been asking. Okay, so listen, let's get straight into this video. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, share, all the good stuff. Let's jump into it. The first thing you want to do is you want to look at the box. If you're going to go and look for pre-owned online, or you're buying from a marketplace or anything like that, make sure you do get it with the box, because the box is a really good way to tell. One thing I have noticed with the fake boxes is that this silver foil that they've put over is quite dull, so you don't really notice it doesn't really shine very well. As you can see, the original one's quite shiny. So if you get a ruler and put it along the bottom, this should be super straight. Okay, it should be perfect. What I've noticed on the fake ones is that these ones can be a little bit wonky on the top and the bottom. Usually with the counterfeits, they very rarely get it 100% perfect. One thing I would say with more of these high-end designers is when it comes to the branding and the logos and things like that, they usually get that 100% perfect. They spend a lot of money on detail. Counterfeiters do not do that. Okay, so that's one thing to tell. Second thing that I want to show you guys is the packaging on the inside. So you will get a bag like this. I have seen quite a lot of the fakes where the trainer actually just comes in a see-through plastic bag. So each trainer will have the see-through bag underneath it, the see-through bag wrapped around it, one for each trainer. Those are fake, guys, okay, because the originals only come with one dust bag like this. And I have seen the counterfeits come with the dust bag, but one thing I have noticed is the dust bag, the logo is like a rubberized material, and it has a groove as well, so it's a little bit thick. It kind of just, it's embossed, so it jumps up a little bit. And that's the same thing for the little bag that comes for the shoelaces as well. That's got a little groove in it, so again, if I rub my hand over that, it kind of raises up a little bit. You can see right there, whereas the counterfeiters, they simply just printed with a flat print, and it's not raised at all. So that's one thing that I've noticed. That also goes for the wrapping, and again, that's raised as well. Everything should be like real quality, guys. These are £980 trainers, so they are not going to, they're not going to fall short when it comes to the packaging, okay? Whereas what you would find the counterfeiters do. So when a lot of people are selling the counterfeits, what you will find is they did originally get the box, but they actually will just try to sell it without the box, because they know that a lot of people will be able to tell straight away from the box that it is a counterfeit, okay? And here is the actual trainer. What I would say is the weight on them is really good. The quality on the leather and everything, the materials that I use are really good. It's top notch, I'll give it that. But for £980, it bloody well better be, do you know what I mean? Okay, so a couple of things that I did notice is on the fakes, they've made a lot of mistakes. Sometimes you'll see glue marks going all the way around. If you even try to separate the bottom half of the shoe, the sole, with the upper leather part, which is right here, you can see there's quite a lot of separation sometimes, and you'll start to see lots of glue marks. I did notice that on a lot of the counterfeits. Sometimes it might not be lots, but it might be very subtle, but yeah, it's not perfect. Whereas the Dior trainer, actually, for the price and everything, it is more or less perfect. There's no glue marks that can be seen here at all. Everything is very well made, very well put together. On the original ones as well, Dior seems to put these kind of little stickers underneath where it says the Christian Dior sign there. It says CD made in Italy, so that's one thing that I've noticed as well. On the inside of the sole here, you'll see a leather underneath just there. There is a DC for, I believe that will be for Christian Dior, and 0322. I believe that's probably the manufacturing date. And then you've got the size 44.5. This material here is some type of silver stamp imprint, and it's very well done. Even that Dior sign on the inside of there, it's perfectly written. Again, I'll use the same rule that I use for the box, is that it should be absolutely straight on the bottom and absolutely straight along the top. It should be perfect, very clean, okay? So that's one thing to look at, is how well that has been printed. Notice a lot of the counterfeiters, they haven't done a very good job on that one, okay? If we look at the CD, so if we look at this CD right here, right? See, you can see the back part of the C is a little bit more thick, and as the C comes around and curves in, it gets a little bit thinner. That's also the same thing with the D. If you notice the front part of the D, it's a little bit thick, and if you look underneath, it kind of gets a little bit thinner as well. What I've noticed on the counterfeit is it's usually all one size, guys, okay? It's usually all one size, and it's quite thick. So that's one thing to definitely note, guys, is to take note of all of that. That's a very minor detail, but you have to understand that the printing machines that the counterfeiters use is a lot more different from the ones that they use over in Italy. The guys over in China are just going to use some cheap machinery. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've done a good job in trying to put these fakes together, but it's not going to match what the Italian machinery does and the cost of those machines, okay? Is a lot of these guys that are selling the counterfeiters, they are also selling it with the counterfeit receipts. You might think you're seeing Harrods and Selfridges and all these other receipts, or one from directly from Dior. I'm not saying that they're all fake, but be mindful. You will definitely get some coming with the fake Selfridges receipts, with the fake Dior receipts, the fake Harvey Nichols and the Harrods. These counterfeiters now, what they've realized is not only are people buying these just to wear them, but they're buying them to sell them on. If they can sell them with purchase receipts, it helps the guys that are trying to scam people. The counterfeiters also copy the receipts for them as well. The market for just people just buying one trainer and wearing those as fakes, that's not a big enough market now for these counterfeiters. They've moved on to selling to resellers. So when you see a lot of these guys setting up an Instagram page and suddenly they've got all the brands and all the sizes and the products look really good, be careful, guys. A lot of these guys are actually buying directly from the counterfeiters, and they're buying in super bulk so they can go off and sell them to unknowing buyers. These holes that you see right here, when we can see on the original Christian Dior ones, they're absolutely perfect, guys. They've been done really well, nice thick holes with proper machinery that's been used to do these. If you pay very particular attention to the shape, you can see that the bottom holes here follow perfectly along the line down here, and even this curved shape up there, you can see the holes follow perfectly there. Everything is evenly spaced from one another and it looks really well done. What I've noticed about the counterfeiters, if you look at it, the holes are a lot more unprofessionally done. They haven't used the proper machinery, and the spacing and alignment is all off. They're trying to sell these trainers on and make a quick margin on it as well. They're not really in the game to try and make the most perfect trainer, so stuff like that at this moment in time does not bother them, okay? I've noticed that a lot of the counterfeiters, when they're selling the box, that the inside of the box is white. It's not blue like how the original one is. This is the original box and this is the inside. People might be buying the counterfeit shoe, but they're not going to sell it with the box, even though they've got it with a box, because they know a lot of people are going to be able to tell from the box straight away. So a lot of them will just be selling you the trainer with the trainer on its own and
saying, oh, it's a gift and I don't have the box.
And they'll be making up all types of Tom, Dick and Harry excuses why they haven't got the boxes, okay? Another last thing for you guys to know is this particular area right outside here, right on the edge of where the Dior emblem is. Usually what I've found with the fakes is they're not getting this perfect. It can be very jaggy. There's literally glue marks here sometimes. It's just not done very well. Even the Dior text has got to be very clear, and remember what I said about it being perfect at the top. So guys, I really hope that you found this video useful. I hope you found it informative. If you want to see another fake versus real for something else, why don't you give me some ideas for the items in the comments box below, and I'm going to be going ahead and taking some of those and seeing if we can't do a fake versus real, okay? I'm out of here, lots more coming, peace.